do you think that the court um, took your reality, your lived experience into consideration during this process?
In a quick and honest answer, I'll say no. And I think several things contribute to that, because I don't think that no is unique to me. One, I think the system is extremely overburdened. So cases, stories, real situations, real families have to be treated as numbers in a system sometimes. And to go back a little prior to this, I had no experience of what anything in the court system was like.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what you call a judge. I didn't know how you say good morning. I didn't know. And then now it's in a virtual space now.
Yeah.
So you log on and you're like, okay, what do I expect?
What is expected of me in this setting?
Yeah, and I remember the first day being very like, what? I all I said was good morning, and I thought that when you log on, because you see it on TV, like you get an
Yes.
opportunity to share what you've been through, and they would ask you, and no, nobody asked anything. And yes, documents are submitted beforehand, but even when you log on, like you realize too that sometimes they don't even get a chance to read it before. Because the system is so overburdened. Sometimes document gets submitted late. They're now going through it, and it's a very weird emotional thing to experience, because here you are in front of people that are going to determine the fate of what the next couple of years for your children might look like, what the next couple of years for you would look like, and you don't even have an opportunity to say peep, or
Yeah.
but again, like I said, several things could contribute to that, and one of them I think is because the system is so overburdened. The second thing I think that contributes to that is I don't know if survivors are given space to share the realities of what they've experienced. I know I've heard from many survivors and victims that they were told or advised to not mention the abuse because it makes them look bad. It makes them, I don't know if you've ever heard that before.
I have.
It makes
What do
them
you mean not to
look,
mention the abuse? I don't understand.
because it makes them look emotionally unstable.
Who?
The
Makes who look?
victims.
The victim.
Yeah, you're told it goes in, and I think
So then why are you seeking a divorce then?
well, that I believe that came about, and we could talk to the attorney about that. But I believe that came about because some people would have used it, like they'll come on and say he was abusive to me. That
As
time
grounds for divorce.
yes, at times, and sometimes it's not the truth. But
Oh.
for the victims or survivors who are telling the truth, which more times is a larger number.
Yes.
When you're told, hey, don't mention that, or when you share paragraphs of what you've been through, and then you don't hear it mentioned online. And as I said, this is not unique to me. I've spoken to several survivors and victims whose abuse was never brought up in court
So
because
then, hold on. I'm more confused now, because I'm not with you, but the system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if my wife is beating me up, I have scratches, I have videos, I have WhatsApp, I have audio, I have all of that to prove that I am being abused. You telling me that will be ignored because it will make the person
well,
look.
it wouldn't be ignored, but it's somehow positioned that when you are online or when you're in front of the judge, that's not the forum to bring that up in.
Jesus.
And I don't know why. Again, I'm not a professional. I may be wrong. It may have just been my experience. But as I said, I've heard from several survivors and victims.
So have I. And I've
Yeah.
even heard of instances where the man in the situation has contested the divorce on those grounds, on the grounds that he does not want that evidence of his violence towards her to be on the record.
Well, a big part I forgot to mention, and I know Garthi would be quite intrigued by this. So, as I said, the individual didn't want to receive the summons, but when he did, he then filed for divorce to counter file. So,
Wow.
it
On what grounds?
I can't remember, but I think it was unreasonable. It was to live with me. It was no longer, rather than just saying, you know what, you filed for divorce, let's settle this.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess there's an advantage to being the
Petitioner.
claimant, petitioner,
Yeah.
rather than the defendant in that case.
I don't know if there. I don't know if there is. I guess we could ask the attorney that. I don't
Yes.
know.
So
Yes.
did you produce any evidence
Mm-hmm.
that you were being abused? Physical.
Yeah, and later down the road, unfortunately, which was one of the, because I know the other parts, Natasha, you were going to ask is what was some of the things that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
One of the things that I didn't expect and one of the things that I didn't want to happen were for the children to get involved.
Yeah.
And of course, this entire, it took me 2021, my divorce was only finalized this year.
Wow. Wow.
So it
5
took
years.
5 years, 4.5 to 5 years for everything to be completed.